Well, the boys are gone. We have some smiles on our faces. No, we love them dearly. Let's take all of this mail and get that into the mailbox. So we are, well, I had all kinds of thoughts of what we were going to do.
What were your thoughts?
Well, I talked about that sewing project that you were working on in the photo album, and that may still happen because we have a long time ahead of us here. But I also wanted to do some cleaning, which will still happen. I don't mind cleaning at night, actually, like when after she goes to bed tonight or whatever, I'll putter around and clean, because I always have such a hard time going to bed when Warren is not here. But yeah, we're gonna head into town. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get our nails done. I haven't had my nails done since Nick and Brittany's wedding in July. And then I haven't had
my nails done since some random day.
Sometime.
I don't know.
Like last winter.
Yeah,
probably.
I've only gotten my nails professionally done twice, and it was just random.
Just random times. So
yeah.
It's been a long time. I've been doing just like the fake nails, the kiss nails, and those are really good. I've found some of them, even though they can all be the same brand, some seem to just adhere to my nail and stay put for like a week. And then this last one, the last ones that I was using, it just seemed like every 15 minutes one was popping off, and that just gets kind of frustrating. So anyway, we're gonna go in, get our nails done, get something for lunch, and then we're gonna come home. I've been doing like a coaching call. I'm working with a girl, Heidi, and I actually met her in Florida when I was down there, and she is getting certified to be I think it's called like a Catholic coach, Catholic something or another coach. Anyway, she needs to acquire so many hours before she can get her certification, and so I am helping her with that. And so we're going to be I have a meeting with her this afternoon. We just do it through Zoom or whatever, Google Meet, something like that. That's it. Let's go. Nails turned out great. Look at those pretty nails. And there's my bright red ones. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because she went with sparkles too. Before she even knew I was doing sparkles. All right, we're heading into Walmart because I bought this hairspray through that Walmart pickup. It's not the Walmart pickup order problem though, but it doesn't spray at all. So we're gonna head in, see if we can exchange this. A problem with that Walmart pickup order this last time, which I'm just bummed, because I really like the pickup, but I feel like it's been not as great as it used to be. They gave me an open shampoo, and it was like all gunked with dried on hard shampoo around the pump. So all right, let's grab a cart. Yeah, because we have just a very few items we need to pick up, honey. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to my gym this morning. Yesterday, after our nails in Walmart, Maria and I just had a very good low-key day. I think I mentioned to you before that I am working with a young woman named Heidi, and she is working towards getting her Catholic coaching certification, as well as Strengths Finder certification. And anyway, I'm working with her and helping her, you know, like it's practice, you know, so she does this coaching to kind of get practice hours and everything. Anyway, I had an hour-and-a-half meeting with her yesterday afternoon too, and Maria and I made popcorn and we played King Domino. It was just a good afternoon. And evening. We just didn't turn on the camera at all. But here I am this morning. This is what I do in the morning. I come out here, I plug in my lights, and yes, it's cold. Sometimes some of the lights work and sometimes they don't. It's just how it is. It's really not that cold. It's 20 degrees, but I have my camera set up here, and you guys have been asking for a little bit of workout footage. Today's workout is just it's like 10 or 11 minutes, I think, and it is a standing ab workout. I always like to look ahead to see what tomorrow's workout is going to be, just so I can make sure that I give myself enough time Okay, so today was that one. It's called, was that the one I just did? Okay, so tomorrow is going to be 20-minute disco soul walk. It's 20 minutes, 34 seconds. So that's just kind of good for me to, I like to keep that in my mind so I know, like tomorrow morning is church, so I have to make sure that I get up in enough time to be able to come out here for a whole 20 minutes. I already brought a jug of water out here because I'm going to go and feed the chickens here. Maria and I are going to be heading over to my mom's today and to visit with her and to help her. She has like a tote with some holiday decorations and she wants to look through there and bring out some Valentine's Day things. And the chickens keep flipping off their light. And that is really irritating me because Peter set up a light and they're always hopping on it and jumping on it. We're going to get them some feed. We have been back to using a pellet feed instead of a crumble. And I think there's less waste. So we were getting a crumble from a closer little hometown hardware store. And I love to support them, but it has changed. But they have changed theirs to a little bit more of a powder than a crumble. And I just noticed we were getting a lot of waste. So we have gone back, or we have gone to now Tractor Supply. And we're using a pellet. And I just find that the chickens like that a lot better. There's a lot less waste. It's been a while since we took a look at the weather stick. It's down today. I guess that means that there's a possibility of some cloudy and possibly some snow coming today. We're gonna head over and load up the wood burner. I loaded it last night. Hey, and it stayed at 178 degrees. Sometimes I don't load it quite as well as Warren does. He has obviously way more experience in stacking the wood in there just right. Let's see what it looks like in here. Are there coals? Wow! That's great. All right, well, let's get wood in here. And I'm gonna have to do this two-handed because one hand is not strong enough for these pieces of wood. I've never done the measuring, but does anyone know when it says 4 cups of coffee, does that mean 4 6-ounce cups of coffee? Because that's what I made was 4 cups of coffee. And you guys, it fit into this mug. I mean, there's a little bit left. I mean, there's maybe, what is that, about 1/4 of a cup? But it all fits in there. All right, I also have these puff pastry sheets out. It said that they could thaw for up to 40 minutes on the counter. So I just have them sitting here because I want them to thaw up enough so we can open them up. We're going to slice these, cut these into fourths, and then we're going to make waffles in the waffle iron. That was a recipe from that All Recipes magazine, and it happens to be Maria's recipe. And I told her last night, let's make that tomorrow.
So you just put this on?
Yeah, you just put that whole thing. I just unfolded it
and it just like melts into the thing.
It's gonna get puffy and like layery.
Mm-hmm. Put it in.
Yep. Yep, just lay it in there. Yep, here, let's move that one just a tiny bit back. Yep. There you go. Yep, try to...
A little big.
It said you could trim them if you wanted to, but I just didn't want to waste any of it.
I'm just gonna fold that.
Yeah. And if they overlap, I bet it's okay too.
Yeah. I just folded some over. Listen to the sizzle. And it's already puffing. They look so light and fluffy.
So it did say 8 minutes. It actually shows we have 20 seconds left on our timer, Maria.
But the back one, this is one at the back, got like really...
Got darker than the front ones. And we didn't, we only had them in for, what do you think? We've had them out a couple minutes here already, but...
There was 3 minutes left when we took them out.
Okay.
So like...
So about 5 minutes seem to be about the amount of time.
They're really flaky.
Yep.
They need more butter.
They need more butter.
Those are the elves 4, 5, 6. The lighting.
You don't care about lighting?
I don't care.
Okay, well, we are here to give you the review of the puff pastry waffles. I'm gonna let you go first.
They were okay. They definitely needed like syrup and butter because they were very like plain. I don't know. I would take regular waffles over the puff pastry ones.
Yes, my review is that puff pastry has basically no flavor. So you definitely, if you want it to have some flavor, you need to have the butter and syrup. I agree with you there. If I was going to make waffles, I would make homemade waffles or frozen waffles over puff pastry waffles.
Yeah.
I just feel like the expense for the puff pastry is not worth it. I would just get frozen waffles if I was looking for easy. And if I wanted total flavor, I would go with homemade waffles.
Yeah.
Well, there's still no guys home from their fishing trip. No, I'm not seeing anybody. We'll have to catch up with them when they get back, find out if they caught some fish. I haven't even talked to Warren the whole weekend. Anything. I guess we're just kind of like that. If one of us goes away for something, we don't really... I mean, if it's a long time, I suppose, you know, we would call each other, but we just kind of let it be and then are happy to see each other when the other one gets home. Okay, so there's a big Packer game on tonight. I actually had forgotten about it. But I was just talking with my mom and she's like, oh, you're gonna watch the Packer game? It's on at 3:30. So that's in 15 minutes. I do have to leave shortly to go and pick up Maria. She was at an activity all afternoon. I'm making little cheddar meatloaves because when we get back home, it would be nice to be able to just pop these in the oven and then we can have some supper because I'm pretty sure Maria's gonna be hungry and I think she likes mini meatloaves. You just never know with her. A couple things recently that I made. Let's see, you probably already saw the pork lettuce wraps. I had no idea if that was something she'd like. She loved those. And then I also made venison stroganoff the other day, like venison steak. I cut it into basically like stew meat, and she loved that. So go figure. This recipe is on page 21 in my first cookbook. Let me show you the recipe, then I don't have to remember to type it out down below. Feel free to screenshot that. Little cheddar meatloaves. I am doubling the recipe, so I doubled all of the ingredients. I like to mix up all the stuff, the onion, the oatmeal, the salt, the cheese, the milk, all of that, and then put the meat over top of it and mix it all in. Get these mixed. I'm going to get these formed and onto, let's actually spray this. I'm kind of in a hurry because I'm looking at my time and it is snowing, which means I'm going to have to go slow or, you know, just be careful. Get them put into this 9x13 pan. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to fit all 2 pounds in there. It snowed overnight. We got about 2 inches of snow overnight, which was very nice. It was nice to get some snow finally. And now today, I would say we've gotten about another half an inch. and it's just lightly snowing right now. All right, so you just really mix this well until everything is kind of like absorbed. So I like to form them into about the size of the palm of my hand, kind of like a little oval. And these seem plenty wet today. Did I put the right amount of oatmeal? Yes, I put a whole cup of oatmeal in them. It's okay if they're close and they touch. This is a really great recipe to make with venison, with ground venison, because there isn't a lot of fat at all in ground venison, very lean, and this just really adds a lot of moisture to it with all the milk. It adds good texture to the meat because of the oatmeal. The onion adds a lot of flavor. Make sure you go with a full 2 teaspoons of salt if you're doubling it. Venison can take a lot of salt. It's not as, I guess, sweet. I don't know if that's the right term. The term I use, it isn't as sweet as beef. We're going to do 4 by 3, and then I can put 2 on the end going the other direction. We'll get them all into one pan. That'll be great. And then over top of this, I'm going to be making a sauce, and that is going to be ketchup, brown sugar, and yellow mustard. Feel free to play around with the amount of brown sugar. It calls for a 1/2 cup brown sugar to 2/3 cup ketchup. We have just really, over the years, found that we like it not as sweet. So I'm going to do double the ketchup. So I'll do 1 1/3 cups of ketchup with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a full tablespoon then of mustard. Half a cup, spoon of mustard. Get this all stirred up. This container's a little small. That mustard gives it a good tang. I'm not a big fan of mustard, but it does give it a really good tang. All right, let's see. Who needs more? All right, down that row, this row. These need to bake uncovered at 350 degrees for 1 full hour. Sometimes I think I've even let them go a little bit longer. I do have a lot in this 9 by 13. There's not a lot of space around each one, so it may have to go a little bit longer than that. Well, we are all back together as a family here tonight. We got the Packer game on. It's not going so well. But I said I would give a little update on the ice fishing, so how'd that go?
Yeah, it was fun. Peter caught a really nice pike. Big one, 33 inches.
Yep, Joe, that's your plate.
And then friends we were with, they got a 27-inch pike and 2 keeper largemouth bass. So
Okay.
Not a ton of fish, but it was definitely a nice time.
And Peter caught his very first fish on what? Jig pole. Jig
Well,
pole,
that's right. I
right.
forgot about those. We did do some jigging, and I got 3 bluegills. But
Oh, it was nice.
Awesome.
so
Well, I send them up to, not that I sent them, but they go away to fishing camp and come home with all kinds of knowledge on Texas Hold'em poker. So we couldn't find any poker chips, but we do have Legos. So Warren and Peter are going to teach Maria and I how to play poker, right? Here we go.
or she's going to bet $10 based
Or she
on
could just say,
based on what
I don't
she.
know what's good.
Is this all the cards that ever come out?
No,
no,
2 more.
there'll
coming.
be 2 more. But we have to
2
bet
more.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jack, 10,
sure.
9, 8. That's a straight, right?
And it could be 2 10s or 2 whatever beats a high card, and then dark and light. You're betting $1. Maria, you gotta go in for $1. No, you gotta go 3 cards up.
3 cards.
Ooh, wow.